So here in the top right-hand corner of the map, Tal'Darim Ultra, we have our purple Zerg player who has taken the last 2 games in a row and put himself just 1 game away from taking IPL Fight Club. It is Empire.viOLet. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, our blue Terran player challenger this week and representative of OGS, it is the STC.
Yep. So, nice big map. Probably, you know, it's coming down to the wire here, so I feel like we're probably going to see a little bit more standard play out of these guys. Usually you do see kind of the middle games be a little bit more cheesy and all-in-ish and a long best of, but when it comes down to the end of it, players just want to play at their best. So I think we're going to see a pretty normal game between these guys.
All right. Well, this is certainly a good map for that. You usually do see pretty standard games and very long games. They tend to go past the mid-game point. Because it's a map where it's pretty easy to secure and hold onto hidden expansions, or at least expansions that are very far away from your main. So I think the longest games I've seen have been played on this map, I want to say. That seems right. I've seen a couple 1-hour games on this map.
I think the longest TVZ I've seen on this map may have been Damaga versus MVP in the GSL World Championships last year. That actually ended with a disconnect, so
I know.
It could have been even longer, but I'm racking my brain. I can't really think of any TVZs that were longer than that I've seen. I'm sure they're out there, but that was a pretty long one.
Oh, yeah. And let's see here what both players are going to offer. Looks like STC going to go with an expansion first. Violet, of course, going hatch first, as is the norm.
Yep. And so we've got a very boring opening from both of these guys. But, you know, what can you do? Can't blame them. It's a good map for it.
It's true.
We'll get the economy going pretty quickly. And a gas before barracks for STC as well.
Ooh.
So, yeah, he's going to want to get his factory out very, very quickly. Most likely this will be just for Hellions. But, you know, we can't not mention the possibility of Banshees. He did use them, and I think it was Game 2 or Game 1. One of the earlier games in this series, he did go for some uncloaked Banshees.
And they're certainly pretty good on this map. Much like Terminus, there's a lot of airspace where it's easy to maneuver not just Banshees and drops, but also Mutas as well, if Violet decides to go down that path.
Yep.
And taking a look around now, Violet is, he's got his gas up after this, so it's going to be pool before gas, so he'll have nice early queens coming out as soon as that spawning pool is done.
You know, we've seen Mutalisks be very, very deadly in Zerg versus Protoss on this map on many, many occasions. You still can kind of use the way that the bases are laid out to your advantage as a Zerg player on this one too, but just the ability of Terran to make Thors, missile turrets, things like that, makes it not quite as good as it would be against a Protoss player, but yeah, we'll still see. You can still do okay with it though.
And STC has a hurt.
Oh, a very early Roach Warren. From Violet. Check it out. This is getting a little bit cheesy here.
It is, and this is not a bad response to what he saw. He saw that super, super early. Oh, command center, and we, of course, we know that it was gas first, so he's investing in reactors and a factory right now. He has no attack units on the field.
You know what, though? Here's the thing, is that it's going to take a while for the Roaches to get across the map. And, you know, they haven't started building yet. And there's 2 barracks. That makes me wonder if we're going to see a tech lab early on and some Marauders from the STC. He's got to know that Roaches are a possibility here. So I think if he decided to just put a tech lab down right away, make some Marauders just to stay safe, I think that would be a brilliant idea on his part. And we'll have to see if he decides to do it, though. If he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble, that's for sure. Oh, no.
Oh, no. There's no attack units. There's no attack units out at all. He's making 2 Hellions right now, but these Zerglings are actually going to be able to deny a little mining and kill a couple of SCVs before that actually hits. So this is not getting good for STC, and this is also going to delay his production off of these tons of buildings that he actually has coming up right now. We already have our first Roach on the way. Unfortunately, Violet is supply blocked. But
yeah, you know, and he didn't do that great of a job of making those Zerglings knowing to be just kind of attacked.
Yeah.
The supply block may hurt him a little bit too. His Overlord is going to finish very, very soon here. And the Roaches are on their way. Those 2 Hellions are not going to be able to do anything against those.
Oh my god. All right. Well, we have 1 tech lab coming up right away. Already STC sees the early Roaches. He's pulling back right now. What is he going to make to defend? He's going to immediately put up a bunker inside of his main.
Yep, so he's got 4 Hellions, and that is it. Might have
he's supply blocked!
Oh, no, he is supply blocked as well. The supply depot just finishing now. The Marines are going to take a while to come out. He does also have a Marauder and Stim on the way, but is it going to be in time? It looks like violet, though, not going all in with this at all, just making drones behind it. Just putting a lot of pressure on early with these roaches. Great start for violet.
No kidding. He kills the bunker before it's able to come up. He's picking off a lot of SCVs. He's denied quite a bit of economy as well. He's up 20 supply and increasing over his opponent right now. And violet getting so much work done with these roaches.
Yeah, he's killed a lot of SCVs. Look at that, 52 to 29 supply right now.
Yeah.
And the command center can't even do anything. It has to lift immediately. We could see him maybe kill off a supply depot or two. Might decide to just kind of play it safe and hang out outside the base.
Well, STC has his Hellions running back home with them, or running to Violet's base, I should say.
With only 1 queen there, he could potentially kill some drones with this.
Yeah, Violet putting up a couple more lings, though. It's going to be another 10 seconds before they're done. We'll see if this queen can actually hold off for long enough, as those Hellions are actually pretty low. They're going to sneak into the main, but that is going to allow the Zerglings to pop out.
Yeah, delayed just long enough here. 1 Hellion taken down.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are at pretty low health already, so yeah, this is not going to do any damage.
Nope.
Yep, Violet off to a very, very strong start in this game, to say the least. Here's the thing, though. The STC did see the lair on the way, too, though. So he kind of has an idea about what his opponent is doing tech-wise, at least.
Well, let's see now as this third is starting to be cleared up. As the destructible rocks are going down to these Zerglings. Of course, they take about 1.5 years to go through those, but just the presence of those roaches there is enough to continue to deny this expansion out of the STC, and consequently, his forces have suffered because of it. He's only got 2 Marauders, 10 Marines at the 9-minute mark, and only sitting on 23 workers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty rough spot for the STC right now. He's going to have to sit back and play defensive, and you just can't afford to do that on a Zerg player on a big map like this. They're just going to take a lot of bases, get way ahead. There's a Spire on the way, Baneling Nest as well. And Violet just has not even been touched yet this game. The Hellions got in the base but didn't kill a single drone, so he has been just macroing unopposed for the most part.
And taking a look around, Baneling Nest just finishes up. That Spire is kind of wild before it does finish up, but he will be able to put up a ton of mutas whenever that does hit. In fact, he's probably going to have enough for 9 or 10 even.
Yeah, it'll be a good start. Absolutely. And we'll have to see how STC responds, because here's the thing. The Mutalisks are a great choice by Violet, because he's going to be able to... Oh, Overlord died. Oh, well.
Yep.
He's going to be able to force STC to invest a lot in defending those 2 bases then. And that's going to make his third even later here, too. So even if Violet can't kill a single SCV, the amount of money that STC is going to have to put into his defenses are going to make it worth it. And there's a surround there, going to kill a lot of these units.
That's just everything going wrong now for the STC.
Pretty much.
Unfortunate, but Spire's almost done. He's going to have a ton of mutas here in a second. Not a lot to defend. Yeah, there we go. Some control fire now as a couple of SCVs are going to get picked off. Zerglings will eventually have to run away.
Yeah, the Marines were in a good spot.
Yeah, do quite a bit of damage still, though. There's been 16 workers killed this game for Violet.
Yeah, 11 Mutalisks on the way. So he's going to do exactly kind of what we were thinking he was going to do, put that pressure onto his opponent, try to make STC invest heavily in base defenses, delay that third even longer. +2 weapons, or +1 weapons rather, on the way right now for Violet for his mutas.
Investing some of the gas into that, which is a nice choice considering how far he is ahead. He won't need the extra 2 mutas or whatever to continue doing damage.
No, man. Those 2 mutas would make the difference.
Are they? Oh,
it's
such a bad read. I'm sorry.
StarCraft 2 is a special
game. A unique game.
A unique game.
Let's see.
It's a good promo.
Buddy, we love you.
The voice kind of makes me giggle sometimes.
It is. He's a good job at doing the voice acting, though. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, the Queen.
Yes.
Not doing a good job of living, though.
No, unfortunately not. Queens do like to die.
Yeah.
And the Roaches in a bad position as well. So there's some pretty good damage done by the STC. But what does he have to defend against that?
Yep, not a lot. Does have some Marines, I guess. That does help. Those are pretty good. But is it enough? Violet, you know, we've seen all match long. He's been a little bit cavalier with his mutas. Okay with taking a lot of damage on him, and that is no exception to that rule.
I guess, man.
He's like, I just don't like the color green. I would rather all my mutas were. Oh, no. Are these Marines going to catch these mutas coming across the map? Oh, they turned at the last second.
Oh, if they
kept trying to catch them.
He's trying to give mutas to him. He's saying, oh, STC, I'm way far ahead. You need to go ahead and kill these. Yes.
Yeah. So supply lead again still for Violet. Getting a lot of ground upgrades. +1 attacks for his mutas almost completed here. His third is on the way. No, that's a macro hatch. Third is actually up already.
Yeah.
Making some more gases there. So staying in control of the situation here. No sign of a second base or third base anytime soon for the STC.
No. He's gonna have one big attack and he's gonna make it count. We'll see if it's going to be enough, though. He put up a couple of missile turrets. We should remain a little bit more defended. Oh, forces actually bypassing each other. STC making his way up with a good number of Marines, a couple of tanks in tow as well.
Yeah. And so he may be able to do a little bit of damage at the third base scan. Sees there's nothing there to oppose him.
Yeah.
And it's a good position for the army of STC as well. It's a bit difficult to engage if you're Violet right now.
I've got to say, for as far behind as STC was in this game, he has done a remarkable job of making a game of this still. All right, well, Baneling's going to roll forward. There's enough lings here. It looks like he's going to be able to surround and take out the tanks. Yes, he does. Yep. Mutal's assisting in that as well, and all of this is going to get cleaned up once again. STC finds himself in a very bad position.
Yeah, just not quite enough tanks to handle the ground forces and not quite enough Marines to handle the air forces as well. So all in all, just not enough stuff right now for the STC. And unless he suddenly finds a magical hidden gold mineral base somewhere on this map, I don't think he's going to be able to make what it takes to hold off Violet here in the coming minutes.
Yeah, I hate to tell him, but there are no gold bases here.
Nope. No gold bases on this map.
All right. Well, he's going to take control of the Zelnaga Tower once again, trying to produce as many units as possible, actually adding in more production facilities, but of course no more command centers. Just simply can't afford to have that drop in production right now.
Yeah, you know, he knows he needs more tanks to be aggressive on this map. He just can't move very much farther than he is now with that small force.
Taking a look around, Violet, he's actually got quite a bit of extra resources, and he's not investing a ton in attack. There we go, another 10 mutas popping out. That's kind of what I was waiting for. And this reactor is going to fall down here in just a second.
Yep. Yeah, doing little things like that help him stay ahead, picking up reactors. They take a long time to rebuild. So Violet kind of doing little things here and there. Oh, no turrets in the mineral line at the main, too. A little bit surprising there.
Yeah, that's a huge weakness. Yeah. I think Violet is going to be able to exploit 16 mutas, actually, coming up at about the same time. He is investing hugely into his air army.
Yep. Well, this is kind of one of those things where it's almost like he's predicting STC to go for heavier tanks. He has seen the two factories as well, so he's like, all right, now you have a lot of tanks, you have less Marines and medevacs, that means I'll just go heavier on Mutalisks. So Violet just doing a really good job of responding to the STC in this series.
Nice tank spread there and a few Marines, but is it going to be enough? Baneling's rolling in behind, and it looks like Violet may just have enough to clean this up outright. Baneling's making their way through, hitting good numbers of Marines at the same time, but even with perfect splitting, there's just way too much here for Violet.
Yeah, Marines a little bit late to the party there, and they're going to wish they had stayed home. That is it. GG.
GG.
And Violet wins his second week in a row here on IPL Fight.